Bull market, bear market, you name the market, I'm there.
Hey, it's Free Falcon here. Today we are going to be looking through the marketplace of Shop Titans.
Markets?
And seeing what's all changed. I did miss the web store special, so make sure that you are checking in. These come in every Thursday, that you're not missing your weekly giveaway. So, fittingly, it is the blueprints, which we need a lot of right now, because these T14s are no joke. They are a lot of blueprints to get through. So, need to just keep grinding through. I'm going to make it a focus to finish out all of my different items that I can be getting maxed out. Trying to get a little bit of blueprints here and there. It's not going to be enough to do a whole lot. So if we look through here, so I've got a decent amount, but we're looking at 250 a pop here across the board here. Yeah, that's a lot there. And I think some of these... Okay, so there's one at 200, so I could go ahead and get the food here. And I have that, or do I want to wait for one of the 250s? I think I'm just going to burn through it. So I'm just going to go ahead and get that. So I think plan one is use the blueprints to unlock as many of them as I can. And then I'll worry about unlocking the upgraded versions of everything later. So just keep that in mind as you're going through. Let's get some of this sold out. So that's just kind of your SOP. Yeah, I guess let's just burn through those. We can trade that back. Just make sure you're getting everything. Always having stuff crafted, getting as much stuff sold through. So we got 705 pending. We're at 26. We have enough to get our coins here. Alright, 13 hours, 17 hours. So keep working in this upgraded. We got to get this up because we're not high enough to actually turn in and get a surcharge. Even if we're maxed out, we can't surcharge the T14 stuff. At least not yet. So they'll probably be adjusted out. So looks like we got some upgrades. So yeah, we'll need 30 or need 50, I guess. Yeah, so we need 50 blueprints for the level 1, 150 for level 2, and then 250. So 250, that's 450 per line. Yeah, and there's a lot of lines. So we'll do the math out and kind of see where we're sitting on there, but yeah, there are a lot of lines. So we are going to need a metric ton of blueprints. So I'm not sure what the best path quite is to get there. So I'm thinking it's going to be just making sure that we're getting all of the best we can do is just keep trying to pop chest, get blueprints from there, and then keep up a steady influx of whatever we can. Get our spin tickets up there. I think there are some. Yeah. I think there are some that rotate through here. We need to get this up so we can buy our gems. I've been trying not to burn through. I'm trying to hit 100 and do a 100 video on that. Let's see, I guess we got... Oh, there we go. Yeah, it drives me crazy having those red exclamation points. I'm a little OCD with all that. We need to wait for our goods ones to cycle through. These are our low-end people here. So... yeah, we got a full day. I'm not too worried about getting to those. All right. So there's been a few things that have changed in the marketplace with the new T14 stuff hitting. So one of the predominant things is your request for coins. I was usually getting a max of like tier 9 request. Now I'm getting a lot of tier 10s. And what it's done, from what I've seen, is it's really shot up the market for your, oh, bless me, your T10s. So if we go here, let's just throw in normal. Oh, we didn't change. We didn't change to 10s. Here we go. Yeah, so you can see we're getting our 10x's on a lot more of the 10 items. So like here. And then even our base items are high, right? Like Archmage Remnants. These are always one that, I think the highest I saw for a long time was like a mil. But a lot of times they were hitting like still in the 700s on the open market. Now we're at 5.6. So, and the buns, right? All of these are selling in the 5 to 6 million range now. So, you have to, like the lowest one are the Juggernaut Greaves, right? So that's where most of those were gravitating. So these are still popping there. So we want to look, probably say around the 3,000 mark, or 3 mil and up, and see what all you got. So these North Gems right here, the Rainments that's a really good one. So that's a base level item. So that's one that everyone could just be pumping out. It's not too expensive to craft out, and if you can get that kind of money for it, then by all means. So, yeah, as you can see, it's a base one. It's not a specialty, because we don't even have a T10. So, and it's relatively cheap. So, yeah. And there's no real point to, like, getting it to 67 would be nice, but that's a long ways to get a minimal benefit. Because after 51, you have to pump in 4. So it probably wouldn't be detrimental to do some of those. And so, like, the desert threads are selling for pretty close to that, but they're not super cheaper. So they are quicker. So we're looking at 29 minutes versus, 16 minutes. So yeah, these are quicker. I think the surcharging, actually, let's do a side-by-side comparison. So we're looking at reducing, so 913 to rush that one in 1957. So, or if you're going to wait for it to time out, these are obviously the better choice, right? And then these are not a bad choice. So if we're going here on the market, I think we have some of those on standby because I was crafting them earlier. So it's a longer time, but half the amount to, so 7. So selling real close, actually just a little bit less. So it would be clearing 1.5 mil. So, but it's something that you can rush pretty consistently. But if you're going to throw out your time, and that's where I usually highly gravitate away from doing the T10s was you just get such a big amount of boost of requirement for rushing, and then the surcharging cost is significantly more. Though I don't feel the price really justifies it. So I think this was a much needed boost to get 10s back into being viable. So we can just kind of keep queuing those up and plan on popping those on the market and making 5 mil a piece. So, 15 or 16 minutes to make 5 mil, it's not a bad turnaround. But it's not really going to be something that you'd want to rush. So if you're going to rush, I would suggest going into the T9 stuff. And the same principle goes across the line for probably most of your lines. So we'll just take swords. Let's just say 9 and 10 apply for, we want high price. That was right. All right, so on 10, we're looking at 6.8, 5.2, 6.6, so 3.5. So this Seafarer's Blade's really good. Gentleman Blade, pretty good. So, what I would probably do is just pick your highest ascension. So, whatever you got the best ascensions for. So, make sure you're at least 51 if you're going to be selling on the market. But if you're selling in the shop, it doesn't matter. What you're really wanting to make do is you probably want at least 39, because that's going to have to do with your actual crafting. So if you are looking at trying to mass produce to sell on the market, you just really need to get to 39. So it's a big drive getting up into these other ones, and you really don't get a whole lot until 67. And then above that is stuff that hits the production levels for everything. And then you're getting into a specific item. So this only it reduces the surcharge energy for a T12 sword, which I feel is really weird. That's just oddly specific. And then you get up to essence. So hitting 108 of these is pretty exaggerated, because it takes a lot to even get to this point. So I don't think it's worth going above the 39 if that's what you're mainly doing, except for the specialty ones. So actually, the mill's not a specialty one, it's the same. So still need to get this one to 51. I think the wand's one that's 35. So as you can see, they all have different kind of ticks, but it looks like the T12 is just the random weird one there. So, but yeah, so the good way to make money right now, to try to get up to here and to get your money for everything else, is just go into your market. I would suggest looking at your T10s right now. Just hit T10, go to normal, and it'll pull up, and then you're just looking at the gold high price. And also try to keep track, if you see any specialty ones that just aren't on here, they're definitely worth crafting as well, because that means you're going to be able to 10x those with no problems at all. So, so right now, probably your best bet to sell would be doing auras of the winds here, so your T10s, but it also will come into effect how long it takes for those to craft. So let's take a look. I think they're, right here. So T10 aura, so not too expensive, 18 minutes. So these are probably better to craft even. So you're looking at being able to pop those for 10 mil a pop, which is pretty good especially for only having to craft for 18 minutes. So let's get some of those queued up. And also, if you, the, the options for what the higher ones sell for. So let's look the like the blues and purples and legendaries. Let's so 10. Let's look at the items. Let's throw these on and let's see. So yeah, so you're looking at 4 gems for the blue, 56, and then 219 if you can get the legendary. So they sell pretty good, and they sell pretty quick on the market. I actually sold mine. They're actually higher than this. I actually sold mine and didn't trade them in because I was trying to get to a certain point on the gems, and I just felt like it was more beneficial. But it all depends on what you're trying to do. So yeah, these are cheap still. So yeah, it's not worth wasting the time to craft those. We can be using those craft slots for something much better. But you can see that hit a T9, but I'm just going to be selling out these 14s that are unenchanted. I got a pile of them enchanted. I'll wait to do those. But mostly just looking to try to grind out some XP because they pop up pretty quick. So I got 700. We just got to get over 3,000 and go to pop that. I'm trying to get rid of those because those just keep popping up and I don't. A lot of times they don't have a change. So I'm just trying to grind through those and get those out of the way. But looking in, let's also look at our T14s and where we're sitting. Let's change it back to gold minus. So we can be buying them for a little over 4 mil a pop. Let's look at which ones sell the highest. Oh, so you can actually buy some legendary ones. That's pretty good. So 700 mil, 420. Yeah, so right now a lot of these are pretty good. So right here we can get a green that's got a red infinity with that symbol already. So if you need a axe and 88 mil, that's not bad for those stats. So you're looking at 1511 on the attack. So yeah, I think we're in a pretty good point to we got a divinity helmet here. Gives us our affinity, so that will give us a little more. So I think this is a pretty good point to start looking at upgrading your guys, and people are crafting so much that it's pretty. I think it's pretty cheap, and you can get some really good ones for just straight money rather than having to dive into gems. So I mean, you can get up here. That's 1783. So it's not a big jump over getting the green. I would probably just drop the green and save 200 mil. Yeah, and that's probably true for most of these. But you can see there's a big option of the blue ones. So if you have the enchantments on standby, yeah, I mean the popping in and hitting one of these blue ones would be pretty nice. You get the affinity there for a T14. But I don't think it's really there to sell, so I'm not in a big rush to even unlock mine. I'm just kind of slowly grinding. Because the front side, there's actually a horrible market for all the stuff because everyone's just building and throwing it on the market, trying to offload it so they can just empty their shop. So, in my opinion, it's actually better to just wait. And you can see that, yeah, look, the stuff's tanked down to a mil and below. So, I mean, it's probably not even worth really running the missions for this stuff specifically and just keep grinding that out. I'm just really just trying to get through all this stuff, using up the resources and then looking at crafting the lower tier stuff to supplement it. So yeah, pretty happy with where the market's sitting right now. for this event, but we need to look at what all is coming up next. So let's go switch back over to here. Let's look at the news, see if they have a event posted. Oh, wait, we need to go to events. All right, so looks like the April 18th is the last post, so we don't have a date for the next event, but let's just look through. So it looks like we're looking at Tower of Titans. So we want to be making room because the tower always has a surplus. So right now is the best time to be offloading all of the stuff that we can. So we want to dump all of our stuff and prep for the tower because people will be rushing this and dropping that stuff like crazy. And we'll be interesting to see what the loot drops are and what's worth. If the loot drops are going to be favoring 11s over 10s a little higher, because 10s historically have always been hitting real high and the prices drop a lot. So it'll be interesting to see what the market does because it'll be kind of counter to what's going on now in the market. So I think the message of the day is sell, sell, sell. Let's offload all of the stuff that we can, making room in our shop, and try to get us the best price that we can. Always try to favor the stuff that's going to be closer to like 10x than 2x or 3x. But sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. So let's look at these Oro Sparks here. Yeah, so these look pretty nice. 95554. And we'll just keep trying to grind through. Let's just burn through as much of this stuff, getting the best prices we can. Crusader helmet, it's not that great, but let's just offload it anyways. Let's go to T10s. All right, those were low. Let's look, these were high still. They were lower than they were earlier, but we will go with that. We're still getting about 4.5 mil, but we don't want to just be holding any stuff that we can help. So let's see what else we got. Let's throw these clams back on. There we go. That looks like a good price. 78999. Yeah, just that 8 mil. We'll go ahead and check these. Someone underbid us on that, so we'll cycle through. Let's see let's take a look at the 11s. So let's see what these are selling for. So not much better. Not much better. Let's look for specialty ones. Yeah, not much better. So looks like 11s are not good on the market right now. Let's see what these harpies are. Yeah, not much better. So yeah, okay. I guess let's just see if I doubt that'll go for that, but let's see. It'd be nice to get 36 mil for that. Yeah, every now and then you just come across random ones. So that's not moving. So we're still lowest on that one. Still lowest. We are already not the lowest on that one. So we'll take that back off. And just keep cycling through. So let's see yeah, it's probably not worth offloading. Let's look at our 12s. Let's see how they're moving on the market. Not that great. Not that great. Let's look at Desperado. Yeah, so it looks like 12s are not optimal on the market now. So I think we're going to be looking at buying 11s and 12s for the bulk and actually looking at offloading 10s on the market, which is a big shift for sure. Yeah, so we'd be actually selling those at a loss. Let's look at the greens. Okay. So we'll post a few of these. I don't think they're going to move at this price. But let's see. So let's do 12s and let's see what green ones we got. So let's check a look at this. Yeah, we'll see if we can move 9, 7. Why am I having so much trouble there? 9, 9, 9, 9. Right, that was way too much. All right, let's start over. 15, 9, 7, 9, 9, 9. 9, right? Yeah. There we go. So, yeah, already not the lowest on that. So, we are getting underbid. So, I like to be semi active. So, we'll look at the 13s. I have a feeling the 13s aren't going to move either. So, 13s might be something we might look at picking up on the open market because it's looking like we're actually close to value or even under some of these. So that's interesting. So let's actually take a look and see if we can pick up some 13s at value. I mean, we are close. Let's cycle to gold minus. And then E2. So I think it's actually might be worth let's go by item. Because sometimes that pulls up ones that don't cycle through. So yeah, see there's some of these that are less. So we're at 700,000 over, 300K over. Yeah, so it looks like 13s are actually pretty good for picking up right now in the market for resale. So could be popping in. I think we might look out and find something at value though, because we are real close on a couple. I think if you just watched it as close as we are, if you watched the market consistently enough, I think you would find some stuff at value or even below because this stuff's cycling really close. So these are always a little higher, I think. But yeah, interesting. So looks like I think 9s and 10s are going to be our best percentage performers on the market right now because those are what's cycling through on the request mostly, I think. So yeah, well, looks like we're hitting 9s and 10s pretty heavy. Let's see where we're sitting. Yeah, I think those are undershot. So let's look at our 9s again. Let's see what so if we can be offloading this stuff at 3, 4, 5 mil, that's optimal. And this stuff is offloading. A lot of times you're just getting underbid, but it's just a numbers game. You just keep throwing on enough stuff. I think you'll be fine. Some of it's not going to sell. Some of it will sell. Even the stuff that we're getting underbid on, it's not to say that it's not going to cycle back up there. Yeah, so we just sold that. That's 20 mil for some T9 items that, we probably all of those would have sold for maybe a mil or two. So yeah, we're definitely Xing our money pretty significantly there. All right, let's get us another one of those. We probably should have just waited. Let's see. Yeah, we burnt through the 10s. Let's queue up those. Guess we're going to be making some rainments here. Hopefully those don't cycle down in the market real quick. Because sometimes stuff will temporarily blaze in the market and be worth, 8 to 10x, and then you turn around and all of a sudden you're at nothing. So it looks like we need to burn through. Let's see if we can get that up. Yeah, we have gyms open right now, but nothing to make with those. So let's just queue up some. Yeah, let's just do a few more oak essence. And we'll get some of that. So let's see. Yep, so we sold those, made some money. Let's do the 9s. Let's see what the oak essences are going for. 2 mil, so not bad. Make 1.7. You can see, well, just leaving this stuff cracking. Keeping up our low ones because I've been doing a bunch of grinding of these low items. So, all right, that's right. We were trying to get to that point to, no, we don't want to. Actually, we don't want to burn either one of those. These weren't going too high. Yeah, we need to craft some more lower stuff to keep for resale. So, crowns weren't going well on the market. Had them on there for a long time and they just weren't moving. They just kept dropping and dropping and dropping. So I think we're just gonna actually grind through. Let's get some of these stacked so we have some stuff to sell. What do we have the most of? Wood and there. So let's look at I guess we'll look at our axes. What's our lowest axe we don't have completed? Looks like the Molten Volge, I guess. So let's just craft up a bunch of these to have on standby. I think we're just going to cancel that. Let's wait. Try to get to our legendary here. And otherwise we're just mass producing to try to make sure we got stuff to sell as options. So we're not burning through our stuff we want to resell. So I was using the TITANS as fodder because they were so cheap. But now they're worth keeping, so we're going to have to change up our resell, what we're auto selling and not. So I think during these flex periods, it's super important to be watching the market and seeing everything's going on. Just like in real life, you gotta keep going and knowing what's selling, what's not moving, and applying those principles. But yeah. But I think that's all I got for today. I appreciate you going on this journey with me. Have a good one, and please like and subscribe.